Okay, so thank you for rejoining us, staying with us here at LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com. We've had some power difficulties. There's not a proper press box here at Howell Park, so we've had some trouble keeping the transmission going. But anyway, we found some alternatives, and hopefully we can stay in business here. Just to catch you up, and when we left, it was the middle of the fourth inning. Centerville had scored 600 runs, total of 10 runs in the inning, to take a commanding 14-8 lead on Madison Prep. Since then, the Chargers have rallied. They have scored 2 runs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. They now have runners. Actually, have the bases loaded now. With 2 away in the bottom of the fourth, Joseph Boykins is coming up to bat. Meanwhile, Pogue was replaced on the mound. You can see him losing some of his control. Dylan Burgess, the shortstop, has now moved to the pitcher's mound and is now warming up as he will take over the pitching duties. On first base, we have Curry Moses, who just walked.
What inning is this?
Oh, we're in the bottom of the fourth. We have Curry Moses, who just walked. Brandon Hilliard just stole third base. And we also have a runner on second. I did not quite catch the license on that truck. Again, we've had some trouble keeping the tram. That's Cameron Harrell on second. So bases loaded. Folks, with one swing of the bat, Joseph Boykins theoretically could tie this score. The dimensions are 345 to center, 315 to left, and 315 to right. This is not a very deep park for a strong right-handed hitter. Boy, there's that inside pitch again. The umpire has given the pitchers a lot of latitude and a lot of love on that inside corner. And that's strike one to Joseph Boykins. That is the first pitch from Dylan Burgess of the Centerville Bulldogs. There's the next pitch right down Broadway. Took a little bit off of that one. That's a changeup. Strike two. And Boykins was fooled on that one. Got to be a little more patient at the plate. Clearly Burgess has a little bit of stuff too. Burgess delivers a slider outside. Oh, he reached on it. Strike three. Oh, he really fooled Boykins on that one, and Boykins is not happy as he chucks the bat all the way back towards the dugout. Coach Lewis is not liking that at all. He's a little salty on that one. He doesn't like seeing his players tossing it. I can't blame him, though. He got fooled. He got fooled very, very, very badly on that. Burgess served up a slider that I think even I could have laid off of, and Boykins ever so slightly reached over it. The umpire gave him no grace, and I think they're going to get a warning from the umps for throwing the bat. Boy, I mean, that bat went flying. That was Batman right there. On one hand, I could certainly understand. He chased a very foolish pitch that he had no chance of getting. He shouldn't even have thought about swinging. He had ants in his pants. And with the bases loaded, he could have put his team back in the game. But nonetheless, you don't do that. And you can see Boykins. You can read his body language. He is not happy. Can't say I blame him. Definitely his team lost a golden opportunity there. So Blacher now warming up, hoping to have maybe a better inning than he had in the fourth as we're here at the top of the fifth. Blacher does have a curveball in his repertoire, but the one that blew it wide open was Landry's hit as he saw that curveball coming a mile away and just toasted it up into the outfield. Top of the fifth. So there's the first pitch, and that's a strike to Landry. Way just a bit outside. And ball 2. That one's going to hit the backstop. No runners on base, no harm, no foul. Just a bit outside, ball 2. And I think Blacher's probably going to the wrong part of the plate here. The umpire's been very... the umpire wants the pitchers to bring it in. And he's going the other direction here. You know, he wants them to challenge the batters. And running away from the batters, another pitch outside. And I've seen enough calls here to know they are not going to get that call. You've got to bring it over the plate. 3-1. Blacher delivers. That one's low, and they're going to take a base off. It's going to go off the backstop. And what is he doing? That was not a swing. Okay, so anyway, the runner, Landry, it's C. Landry at first base, no outs, top of the 5th inning. And there will be many more events of Madison Prep Academy Athletics here at LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com. There'll be more Madison Prep baseball next week, and of course the track season is coming into full swing as the Chargers, will be competing for district honors shortly. It's P. Landry, not C. Landry. I'm sorry, that was the second baseman, not the catcher. So up at bat, I believe this is the right part of the order. And that one's going to go past the backstop, and there goes Landry to second, and he is safe. And that's going to go uncontested, unchallenged, and wisely so. So Dylan Burgess, who is now the pitcher, he was playing shortstop. Dylan Burgess up. What's the count, Blue? So we have a 2-0 count to Burgess. Landry advances to second on the passed ball. Blacher delivers. There's the pitch. That's right down Broadway. Swing. Strike 1. There we go. That's a little more like it. So 2-1 count. Harold going to cover second. Runner starts to take a lead. Doesn't go anywhere. Pitch outside. 3-1. And, you know, I'm thinking from the runner at second, the last thing I do is I've seen Burgess go outside, outside, outside. The last thing I'm going to do with a pitcher that's going outside is try to steal, because that's going to feed right into Terrell Dixon's mitt and give him an opportunity to stand up and give him just an extra half second to throw the runner out. There's the pitch. Down Broadway. That one's chopped to the infield. Derek Pate fields it, holds the runner at second, throws, and it's outside the reach of Johnny Duncan Jr., so the runner is safe, and then Landry advances to third. That is an utter disaster for the Chargers. That could have been... That could have been a successful defensive stand for Madison Prep, but instead now the runners at the corners with no outs, and Centerville has an opportunity to build on this 4-run lead here in the 5th inning. Christian Arias up to bat. Just a bit outside, ball 1. Terrell Dixon asks for time, and he's going to go talk to Blacher and try to straighten out there. He's had a lot of trouble finding the inside part of the plate. All of his pitches have kind of drifted, and they have not been sliders, they've been fastballs, so he's having a lot of trouble finding the plate here. There's the delivery. That one's high and inside. Runner's going to go. There's the pitch, and it's going to be uncontested. Pate got that throw just a little bit to the outside of second base, so that's going to be a stand-up steal for Dylan Burgess. There's the pitch. That one's inside, tapped, and it's going to bounce in the outfield. Justin Russell's going to field it. That's going to bring Landry home. Landry slides head first. No need to do that because that ball's still in the infield. And Centerville has tacked another run onto the lead, 15-10. Centerville leading Madison Prep. This has definitely been a slugger's ball game. Yeah, sluggers and then also a few unearned runs, but still a lot of hitting in this ball game. So Arias advances over to first. And that brings us back up to the top of the order. I'm sorry, it's not the top of the order. We have Duncan. And there's a nice catch in the outfield by Brandon Hilliard. Dylan Burgess is going to tag up and score, but at least Madison Prep has gotten that first out of the inning. As the pinch hitter, Tristan Duncan. Look, I have to say I'm a little confused here. I guess high school rules are a little different than the major leagues. As apparently, since Arias is filling in for the pitcher, Pogue, who was removed, they actually moved him in the batting order, apparently. So, oh, swing, strike one. Chasing the pitch outside is Pontiff. Pontiff has struck out earlier in this game. He has not gotten a hit yet, although he did have an unearned, or he did reach on an error that did advance some runners. There's the ball tapped and it's fielded well by the third baseman. Right there to Duncan, and too much zip on that one. Too much zip, and that's going to be an E5 as runners will continue to advance. Well, I mean, it was fielded very cleanly by Joseph Boykins, but he just could not get the throw across to Duncan. You know, his arm was probably tired from the pitching and just had a little bit too much altitude on that one, sailing over Duncan's head and allowing Pontiff to reach again on an error. So Pontiff is 0 for 4 today, but nonetheless has reached base twice, and now has put Christian Arias in third base in position to score. That one's high curveball, and all I can say is it's a good thing that Pogue is not 6.5 feet tall, because he would have taken that out of the park. But he's not 6.5 feet tall, and it is ball one. That's the left fielder. C.O. Pogue, not the pitcher Pogue who was removed in the last inning. There's right down Broadway, kind of low, strike one. There we go. Pogue went after that one. Okay, this is making more sense to me. I'll explain the movement of Arias in the batting order shortly. That one's low and outside. Blacher continues to go outside on his pitches, and we have a 2-1 count. I mean, I guess if there's any solace, if he can get some chasers, if he can get some impatient batters up there, that could work to his advantage, but he's served up so many to that outside part of the plate that he's not fooling anybody at this point. There's another one. That one's inside and swings at it. Strike two. Good pitch there. He really got him to eat his dust. So Blacher maybe playing some mind games there as he goes outside the plate, now inside of the plate, and the umpire's being very generous on the inside, so Pogue had to swing at that one, and we now have a 2-2 count with 2 runners on, 1 away. Blacher delivers. That one's a curveball high, goes over the head of the batter, Pogue, and it's a full count now with runners at the corner. So, you know, I guess the good news is when you have a high school pitcher who can serve up curveballs, it's always a good thing. The bad news is he's got to control those curveballs. The one he hit over the plate was sitting on a tee. There's a fastball down Broadway. Chopper, and Derek Pate couldn't field it. That could have been a double play to get out of the inning, but instead Centerville will put on yet another score, another run. This one will be unearned as Arias made it to third base on an error, on a throwing error from third base. So not an earned run, but nonetheless they all count. And Centerville has now extended that lead 16-10. Now Jackson, the right fielder, coming up to bat for the first time today. What happened was Arias was the designated pitcher. He was hitting in the 9 spot. When the pitcher came out, Arias moved to third. He took the pitcher, Pogue's spot in the batting order, that fifth spot. So now Jackson, who was not batting before, is now batting at the bottom of the order. It is his first plate appearance of the day. So we have runners on first and second, one down. Centerville up by 6. That's a pass ball. I believe the umpire called strike, but it did pass. No runners advanced, though. Pontiff going to hold at second. Zach Jackson and his first at bat. Not a whole lot of action going out here, as I believe most of the Madison Prep batters, I think, save for Cameron Harrell, have been left-handed batters. Blacher delivers. That one's right down the chute. That was a nice one. Little breaking action on that pitch. And we have 2 strikes. Blacher delivers. Ooh, swing and a miss on that slider. He's out of there. Ball was dropped, but Zach Jackson was tagged right immediately. And a lot of break on that pitch there by Blacher. That could have easily been a... That could have been... Actually, it was more of a running fastball than it was a slider. But nonetheless, that's a strikeout. The batter's out. That's the first strikeout of the day for Blacher. Oh, boy, but that one is served really hard into the shallow outfield. That's going to bring probably runner home. Pontiff is going to come home. That won't even be close. Pontiff slides is safe. And just like that, Centerville has tacked on yet another run. 17-10 leading Madison Prep as Tyler Terrio, the leadoff hitter, gets yet another RBI. And that is his second RBI in his last 2 at-bats, bringing Pontiff home from third. And the Bulldogs starting to blow this one wide open. The route might be on right now, here in the 5th inning. Blacher shaking the signals. He's actually in the windup with 2 on. That's a curveball inside. Couldn't find the plate. Ball 1. There's the pitch. Another curveball inside. He cannot find the plate. Blacher has served up a lot of curveballs, which is very hard to do at the high school level. And you don't see many at Class B, but you got to put it over the plate, and you can't let him hang. And so far, he has had no curveballs that have reached the plate without hanging. Come on, G. You can do it. You can do it. 2-0 count. Blacher. Right to the glove. That's a fastball right down the pipe. That one's low. Umpire saying it was a little low, so we have a 3-0 count. Well, the good news here is that with a 3-0 count, 2 on, and Centerville up by 7 runs, Blacher really can put it right over the plate. I doubt very seriously this batter is going to be foolish enough to swing it. And he doesn't. Ball 4. So Landry's going to take ball 4. He's going to walk, and now the bases are loaded with 1 out. Landry. So that'll bring up P. Landry, who slapped one in the last time and also scored. And this could get very, very ugly if he can get on base. There's only 1 out. I guess the good news is if there's a well-stung ground ball, Madison Prep can get out of the inning, but they have not had a lot of luck on the 6-4-3 action. And Derek Pate is a very good fielder. I think his eyes got a little wide both times when he had an opportunity to really give his team a defensive aid. So, P. Landry up to bat. Here comes the pitch. That's a curveball and cannot get the plate. He cannot get the plate with that curveball. That has got to be frustrating. Blacher, fastball, strike. No! Wow! How about that? So 2-0. He's getting it a little low. I think Ump wants him to bring it up a little bit. He certainly got the inside part of the plate, but you got to bring it above the knee. Got to have it in the zone. There's the pitch, fastball, and another ball. That one passes Dixon, but he gets back to it. And we have another 3-0 count. And it's getting rough. It's getting rough as Landry's about to get an RBI without having to swing his bat. Again, with a 3-0 count and a 7-run lead. 3-0 count and a 7-run lead. All he can do is put it over the plate. He's not going to swing. Instead, he serves up a curveball, and Landry gets the RBI on the walk. And Coach Willie Lewis, I think, might have seen enough as Pogue crosses the plate and scores. And Willie Lewis heading out to the mound. I can only imagine that's going to be all she wrote for Blacher. Blacher's has had a lot of trouble finding that strike zone. His fastballs have been too low. His curveballs have been off the plate. And that's just a very, very difficult sequence of events for the Chargers. And with that run by Pogue, that is now 18-10, Centerville leading. Here on LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com. While we have a break in the action, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Williams Construction, who has sponsored Madison Prep Charger Athletics all year long. For your home and residential needs, please contact Williams Construction, Golden Medical Equipment and Supply, where the patient matters. Golden Medical Equipment on Wooddale Boulevard in Baton Rouge. So if you need wheelchairs, walkers, canes, any special bathroom needs for parents, grandparents, contact Golden Medical Equipment, where the patient matters. And the Daily Hat Trick, the most informative and entertaining sports blog on the web, www.thedailyhattrick.com. So Burgess checks his swing, and no strike. Low fastball. So Blacher's still in the game. He delivers. There we go. Right down Broadway. That's a strike. Cut fastball, strike one. Good cutting action there. I have to say that Blacher, I've been very impressed with his variety of breaking pitches. There's a fastball inside, strike one. So far, we have seen a cut fastball and a curveball and a running fastball from Blacher. That's some good break. It's uncommon at the high school level to see that. He's just got to work on his control. Another ball high, fastball, 3-1 count with runners on. Once again, you know, with 3 balls and a comfortable lead for Centerville, it begs the question, why not throw a fastball right down the middle and dare Burgess to swing at it? I doubt he would, as he has a better chance of just walking home. There's the pitch, fastball. That one's put up in the air. Justin Russell is right underneath it, and Russell drops the ball. That's an E7, and more unearned runs come across the plate. Terrio scores, Landry scores, and boy, it's getting rough. It's getting real up in here. Centerville 20, Madison Prep 10. And now we're in Mercy Rule territory. Madison Prep had jumped to such a commanding lead early, lost it, got it back, but their pitching woes are dogging them here. Take care. Their pitching woes are dogging them here in the 5th inning, and it's showing. Boykins, who was pitching very well, simply couldn't get the assistance he needed from his fielders. He ran out of gas. Blacher, who's had some good breaking action on his pitches, has had a combination of some tough pitches and just some tough luck, as Justin Russell let that routine fly come right out of his glove. There's a fastball down Broadway, strike one. Bless you. Runners on second and third. There's a curveball, and there we go. He finds the curve. He finds the strike zone with his curveball. 2-0 count. So there's that curveball for Jarrell Blacher. There's another one, another curveball, and it's going to be slapped foul. So Blacher's got the curveball working now. Not really a 12-6 traditional curveball, more of an overarching curve. Two-0 count. Blacher. There's a fastball high. Ball one. There's the curveball again, and he couldn't stay with that. Foul ball is going to hit the concession stand behind us, and we have a 1-2 count still. So Blacher is now finding some control on his curveball, and now that he is, it's starting to frustrate these hitters. As Christian Arias he's been able to stay with it. He hasn't struck out, but he's not really been able to put the ball in play. And, you know, with a curveball, maybe he'll shift, and he does. There goes the running fastball. It's a little low in the dirt, and we have a 2-2 count. So Dylan Burgess at second. P. Landry at first. That's the second baseman. There's the pitch. Another curveball. That one's popped up in the air. Derek Pate right there makes the play, and that will retire the side, but the damage is done with the score. Centerville 20, your Madison Prep Academy Chargers 10 in the middle of the fifth inning. So the Chargers have got some work to do if they want to stay alive and extend this game to a sixth inning. Blue, Blue, you got 20 to 10 as the score? All right. Yeah, I think that's 20. Yeah. 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 10 runs. 10 runs at the bottom of the inning. Say, Chief, it's 2010? Okay. Yeah, 2010. Bottom five. 21? Okay. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Justin Russell coming up to the plate, and here in the bottom of the fifth, they've got to get some action going to salvage this ball game. Burgess delivers the pitch. Inside, strike one. Once again, the umpire has been very, very clear. He is going to give pitchers some inside love, and he does there again for Dylan Burgess. 0-1 count. There's another one. And fastball, ball one. Burgess delivers. Oh, changeup. Strike two. He took just a little bit off that one, and you could see it. Pitcher winds up. Fastball inside, and it's tapped into play off the skinny part of the bat. That's going to be an easy out, and one away for the Madison Prep Chargers here in the bottom of the fifth. So Dylan Burgess gets the first out of the inning, and Derek Pate comes up to bat. Madison Prep cannot allow Centerville to hang a zero. This one is over. So here we go. Burgess steps up. He's into the windup. He's winding up. Steps off the rubber. And he's back on the rubber. Here we go. Pate back into the batter's box. Winding up. The pitch fastball right over the plate. Strike one. Actually, that was more of a slider, not a fastball. There's another one, and that's a fastball. That one's low. Swings at it, strike two. So he nips the outside part of the plate with a slider and gets Pate to swing on a fastball, and now has a very commanding 0-2 lead in the count. Pate. On deck. Oh man, he gives him that inside corner. That's the third strike. He delivered the changeup and really froze up Derek Pate very badly there, and that is strike three. So Madison Prep down to their last at bat, the catcher Terrell Dixon Jr. So Dixon, pretty much the last hope for the Chargers. Burgess delivers fastball up the pipe low. Ball one. Burgess, he likes this signal, winds up, and delivers a two-seam fastball, looks like. And Dixon swings at it. One and one. Burgess. Delivers. So slider misses the outside part of the plate. It's 2-1 count. A lot of good breaking pitches by these high school pitchers. Back in my day, you didn't quite see so many breaking balls. You saw a lot of fastballs. There's another one. That's a fastball low, and ball three. 3-1 count. So Terrell Dixon, with this game on the line, I can only imagine unless this pitch comes right down Broadway that he'll take it and get himself on base. Burgess winds up, delivers fastball, and he's going to take a base. The umpire said he did not get that outside part of the plate. If you're going to get a called strike three from this umpire, you are going to bring it over the plate, and he did not. And so Terrell Dixon gets on base, and the salvaging run comes to the plate in Jarrell Blacher, the pitcher. And of course, if he can get home, if he can get around, this game will extend into the sixth inning. There's the pitch. Oh, inside, and he checks his swing and puts it in play, and that will slam the door on Madison Prep. The game is called in the Mercy Rule at the end of end of the fifth inning. The score, your Madison Prep Chargers falling to Centerville 21-10 in 5 innings. So that's the end of the game. Madison Prep showed a lot of promise early, jumping to an early lead and then regaining lead in the fourth inning. But at the end, their lack of depth at pitching and their lack of control and just the need for some work on defense and fielding just caught up to them. And this Centerville team was just a lot more polished. And so here from Harrell Park in Baton Rouge, the final score, Madison Prep losing to Centerville 21-10 after 5 innings. So that will conclude our broadcast here at LouisianaAllAmericanSports.com. We're going to get a word with Coach Lewis, and after that we will see you all shortly. We'd like to thank all of you for staying with us in spite of technical difficulties today. Good game, son. Good game, fellas. Good game, good game, good game, good game. Good game, guys. Good game. Good game. Good effort. Oops. Good game, fellas. All right. Good game, Cam. Got a set, Coach? So, Eric Hatfield here for Louisiana All-American Sports.com. I'm here with Coach Willie Lewis. Coach, your team definitely showed some signs. Jumped out to that early lead, lost it, got the lead back. In the end, what was the difference in the game?
I guess our youth hurt us a little bit. Make some simple mistakes. Not enough experience in innings with the kids, but they, like I say, growing together, gelling. A lot of ninth graders, so
Right.
we're getting better.
What I guess if from my observation, I guess the two Achilles heels the team had today was pitching depth and defensive play. Definitely Joe Boykins came out there and gave some good stuff, but we had some errors early on. How do we, when you're dealing with young guys like this playing at the varsity level, how do we work to get that better?
Uh, a lot of repetition, practice hours, and as they grow together, they will become better. It's just repetition, learning the field ground ball, judging fly balls, and it's gonna come together eventually.
I noticed you had a Gerald Blacher come in relief of Boykins. Now, he has some good breaking stuff. Is that something? A lot of curveballs. You don't see that a lot at the high school level at all. Certainly not in Class B. And it looked like as we got closer to the end, it looked like he was starting to find the strike zone. Is that something you've been working on, or did he bring that in from the little league level? Or
Well, he had most of it from the little league level. We're trying to fine tune it and get it better for the high school level because he stepped up into another level, and he really had some good stuff when he really on. And he started out kind of rough too.
Sure.
And that hurt us in the end. Yeah.
All right, well, Coach. So who's on deck next?
We have Lafayette Christian Tuesday. We go out to Lafayette Christian. We play them at 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, and it's Tuesday afternoon, and then there's another game later in the week, right?
We have a JV game Thursday at 4 o'clock here against Glen Oaks, and then next Saturday we have Holden at 1 o'clock here.
All right, that sounds like a.
And we close the season out before the playoffs on the 23rd. We play Southern Lab at Lee Hines at 7.
Now, what are the playoff rules for Class B? Is it is it all the teams at least get in, or they take the top 8, or how does that
They
work?
take the top 32.
Top 32. So
Yes,
now, how are we looking for that?
and we are right in the mix. Couple wins here, a couple losses. Depends on what other teams do in Class B that's at near the bottom with us, and we have a shot.
Okay, well, Coach, look, best of luck. That's it's a work in progress. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Thank you.
So that will conclude our broadcast on Louisiana All-American Sports.com. Thank you and good night.